Hello, hello, hello. I don't know if that is something that you want to know, but I thought I might share it on my show. So, there is this situation in Belarus. So, there what I have been seeing with my own eyes so far is that there have been running vehicles which have been plowing through a gang of people, and people were also not backing away from this. Instead, they were trying to jump on some sort of police or military trucks. Possibly, there were some arrests made, and people were trying to free their comrades, or if you want to call them inmates or temporarily detained. So those people that are protesters, they have been trying to free their comrades who were taken away in those military-looking trucks. And I have been seeing myself a scene where one of those people has climbed up on the front of this truck, and it appeared like he was thrown away from this front of the truck when the truck was moving, and I cannot distinguish whether anybody was hurt in this situation. But they have been telling on this new channel, this is an opposition news channel, that there were some people who were dead and there were several types of arrest or detention. And here it is. There you see people. There are the people who are standing right in front. There are the people who are standing. What is going on? There are the people who are standing right in front. So apparently, there have been made quite a number of arrests. As you can see, one of the arrests ongoing right in front of you, and there has been some journalists detained, and also on top of it. People are not going home, as we are being told. And one of the things that people are shouting, the demonstrators are screaming that the police is one with the people. So basically, people are trying to advocate the police to defect towards the demonstrators. And now there was a woman who they almost detained, but they didn't. Now, so this is Lubov Luneva, and this means elections 2020, and we are watching live feed from Belsat News. And as you can probably tell, that I am translating. Yes, this is right now. Yes, this is happening right now, Gabriela. This is right now, live. Yes. And yes, so as you can probably tell, I am translating from Belarusian. So what the newscast was saying, that they're hoping that the information about dead people might become not confirmed. That this information could possibly be not true. They're hoping very much that this information about the death of people will be disproven when the morning comes. But for now, there is out there this information that there are dead people right now. And as you can see, very many people who are bloody due to this confrontation with the police. As you can see, there are a lot of people out there, and they're refusing to go anywhere. And there is this confrontation ongoing, and the confrontation, you could say, it is quite a lot about the future of Europe and which way Belarus would go. And probably, like I said before, the if Belarus disorderly drops into an armed conflict, just like it is in Ukraine, then the transit between Russia and Europe will be cut off. Railway transit, road transfer, and also gas pipes could be affected. And this, of course, this type of situation, this type of blockade of connections between Europe and Russia could clearly turn Russia a lot more towards China and sort of away from Europe. And yeah, so it's an interesting development, and let's see how it goes. So, according to the information which they are receiving, the situation is such that police will clean up one of the places, and as soon as one of the corners, one of the squares, is quote unquote cleaned up from demonstrators, people will first run away, and then they will reappear and gather up in a different locations. That is the tactic of the police and demonstrators. That is the state right now. So the female leader, the opposition, is led by three women, and the main opposition candidate, her last name is Tikhanovska, and she is saying that she is staying home. She will not be going anywhere out, and she will stay at home. And right now, we are watching the feed from many different cities, and this is the city of Brest. So what people are shouting, "Go away, go away!" So they're clearly appearing to this leader of Belarus, to Lukashenko. So the reports are that the communication is cut off. There is no communication inside the city. The telephone lines, the internet, and other types of communication is cut off. And right now, the movement of the people, due to absence of the communication, is chaotic. And Also, the whole situation is very unclear. We are watching these feeds from several large cities. There was the city of Brest, which is the one of the key cities. There is the city of Minsk, which is the capital city. There was a feed from Novopolotsk, and there is a feed from Gomel. So we have been seeing four different feeds from four different cities, and as you can see, in some places, at least firemen have been high fiving the opposition. So at least we can conclude from this live feed that somewhere in some parts of Belarus, like as you can see right here, right now, there are high fives between those people who are firefighters and the demonstrators, which would clearly suggest that at least there are some firefighters which have switched sides and have dropped off towards the regime. So right now, they're saying that right now there is a huge meeting ongoing on the Times Square in New York, where the people are out there in support of Belarus. And now we are watching, like you can see, the city of Brest, and there are thousands and thousands of people who are blocking one of the main roads. This is right on the border between Poland and Belarus, but this is still on the Belarusian side, and this is a key transit hub for transit between Russia and EU, and also for China with EU. This is the key city for this transit. And now I will check out what we are getting. Also, while you're watching this, I will quickly drop on into CNN, and we will find out what we can from their information service. I don't know why I'm not getting this. Yes, so these are arrests in the city of Gomel. And right now I'm going to CNN.com. Let's see. It seems they are appearing to not have anything on the main story. This is interesting. They are not covering this somehow on their main interface. I did not see it among main news. Whoa, this is fascinating. Huh. Yeah. Okay, so this CNN appears to be very late on this one. Uh, let's go to Russian news, RT.com. Let's see what they're saying. RT is saying to us right now, I'm reading from the opposite side. So this is the different side, not the one that you're seeing right now. What you're seeing right now is opposition. But what I'm reading right now to you is it would be closer to the government, the Russian side. Uh, tear Tear gas clashes with riot police and tear gas clashes with riot police in Belarus as protesters rally over Lukashenko's projected victory. Let's see what they're saying more. RT is telling police in Belarus used tear gas and flash grenades to disperse demonstrators who gathered in the capital of Minsk to protest incumbent President Lukashenko's projected re election, according to preliminary results. Lukashenko is forecasted to receive a whopping 81% of the official vote, while the main opposition candidate Tikhanovskaya is expected to get 8%. She refused to acknowledge her defeat, saying the results from three polling stations where there were no falsifications showed that she was actually winning. The sentiment was clearly shared by many in the capital as angry protesters gathered in the city center of Minsk and in other cities throughout the country. The rallies started with people gathering outside polling station chanting "Shame on you." So people are screaming "Shame on you" towards the government. To members of the electoral commissions, as they were escorted out by the police office after finishing the ballot count. Other videos showed crowds shouting "Go away," and we have seen all of this today. We have been watching this on this live feed where they were shouting "Go away," and then it was saying "You are not Belarus," addressing to President Lukashenko. So this president, who in the West is considered to be the dictator, the people are shouting to him, "You are not Belarus," and "Go away." But soon, uh, soon protesters clashed with the riot police. And you can see that there are flashbangs and um, also that there is some tear gas going off. You can see it right now. And this is one of the absolute main streets in this is Minsk, I presume. As you can see, there are a lot of flashbangs and tear gas, and there are clearly some military vehicles. And this, I would presume, is close to the subway. Yes, I'll put on some sound. So now they will be showing Minsk. This is Minsk. So there is the emergency services which are picking up a guy who was injured, and this is, as you can see, paramedics, but the guy is not dead. I could clearly see that he was somehow sitting down, so he is not dead. He's moving his arm, and they are telling him to lay still, lay down. And there are some people who are arguing with the police. Also, what the journalist was saying is that there are a lot of people who are showing victory signs to each other, who are talking about flower-like atmosphere, so atmosphere between the protesters, according to this opposition journalist, was very nice, and people were very nice to each other. Whoa, there are actually some people who are watching this right now. Oh my God. Okay. Fine. Okay. So there are some places, there are different polling stations, and at some cities which are farther from the capital, according to the official count, the president supposedly has got some 93% of the vote, but actually these journalists are very much questioning. And now see this sequence. There is this people who are trying to stop a military track which clearly has got some people detained. That's why they're probably trying to stop it. And now there will be a guy who jumps on the front of it. There is a guy who will, when it will stop, and then you will see that he will be actually on the windshield. He will be right on the front screen. They see there are people trying to stop. They stop it momentarily. Now it will accelerate and right on the front. You see, there's a guy. There's a person hanging. There's a person hanging, and boom, he falls down. And there is a track, and we cannot see. Did he survive? What happened to him? Did the truck run over him? I cannot tell you either way. I hope he is safe, he is alive, and everything is good with him. And now we're going back again to live feed, and we are listening to the opposition main TV channel, which is right now broadcasting from Poland, and it is showing us the scenes from Minsk. One of the small cities, called Ivacevici. Apparently, in the small cities, there is completely different situations than in the central town because there is simply not enough police in the small cities. And in the cities of Ivacevici, one of the small towns, people apparently have freed two of their comrades. So, two opposition people have been freed by the crowds of opposition. They have been freed from the police. This is the information we are receiving from Belsat, and from what they're saying, it is so that in small towns, the opposition appears to be in control, or at the very least, there is a loss. I repeat, there is a loss of government control in the smaller cities, according to this news channel. Now I'm gonna read to you some more of the Russian version. So basically, we can expect that it will be more pro-government version. So, like I said, officially Lukashenko is expected to get 81%, and Tikhanovskaya, the leader of the opposition, she is staying home. She is staying home right now because she's, of course, fearing for her life. And officially, they are broadcasting that she will get only 8%. And many people in the capital are very angry, and they have gathered in Minsk and other cities throughout the country. The rally started with people gathering outside polling station, chanting shame on you," to members of the government electoral commission as they were escorted by the police after finishing the ballot count. Other videos showed crowds shouting, "Go away, you are not Belarus," addressing President Lukashenko. But soon protesters clashed with the riot police. And then there is a little message on RT Twitter. Election in Belarus. Large anti government rallies turned into clashes with the police in Minsk. By midnight, hundreds gathered in one of the main squares of Minsk, just as we have seen. The riot police used flashbang grenades, tear gas, water cannons, shot rubber bullets. Now, this is very important, rubber bullets, because actually, from rubber bullets, it's the type of bullets from which you can die, especially if it hits the eye. The government police shot rubber bullets against demonstrators who pelted bottles and other projects in return. In Minsk, now there is an information from a Twitter account called Belamova, which means Belarusian language, and it says that right now in Minsk there are already representatives of the military forces that are running around with arms. There is information, according to this Belmova channel, that the forces, the pro-government forces, are using rubber bullets. A video, and now we're returning to Russian version, the RT. RT is saying a video from a capital appears to show a police truck ramming into the crowd. Election in Belarus. A truck hits a protest in Minsk. Several arrests were made. The police said that the one of its officers was hurt in the scuffles, with videos from the scene showing bloody demonstrators. Several ambulances were said heading to the area, and we did indeed see it with our own eyes that there were some people who were put inside the medical vehicles. Protesters can be heard shouting to police officers to join them in several videos appearing on social media, which is also correct. I can confirm this. We did hear it with our own ears that the protesters were shouting that the police is one with the people. Protests also took place in other cities across the country, including Gomel, Mogilov, and Vitebsk. In some places, there was much smaller police presence, and protesters even managed to turn them running. Okay, I repeat, this is pro government, this is Russians, and Russians are writing in some places there was much smaller police presence, and protesters even managed to turn the police running. So in some places we have a video confirmation that the police had to run away because the protesters overpowered the police, for example, in the city of Baranovichi. And now I continue to read from the RT feed. The internet connections were reportedly cut off in Minsk and other cities. Mm, protests in Minsk and other cities after preliminary results of Belarus presidential election show landslide victory to Lukashenko, and a lot of people are sort of raging against it. Now, let's go back to the live feed. Is anybody here still with me? Is somebody following me? Whoa, you actually are. That's fascinating. Okay, so this is so the opposition journalist, is repeating that at least for now, the tactics from the opposition appears to be together in one place. Then, if large police presence appears there too, then they run away and then reassemble in a new location. At least in one of the places, the reporters have noticed that the police their equipment was taken away by the protesters. So the helmet and some other equipment was taken away by the protesters from the police. So the situation for now is as following: the pro-opposition civilian cars in some place are blocking the road. I would presume in order to block away the government vehicles, and then in some other places, the government. Police forces are jumping out of their vehicles where they can, and they're arresting 10 to 20 people. So there is clearly not enough forces that are fighting for government. And the tactics of the demonstrators, for now largely peaceful demonstrators, appear to be winning some success, and police does not appear to be in the control of the situation. So what we're seeing right now is that there are some members of the election commission that are led away by the police. That the police is covering them, and the people appear to be screaming to them, "Shame on you! Shame on you! How will you look into the eyes of your own children?" That is what people are screaming to the official representatives of election commission. And right now, for a little while, we will also see. I will try to see if I can find another new feed. Like I was saying, this was information from pro-opposition side, but what I would like to know is if there is another version of the events, because of course I would want you to show it too. I would also want you to see the, so to speak, pro-government version. And of course, we can expect that it will be very, very different, and we are expecting the latest round of news in about 9 minutes. And like I was saying, even the Russian news agency right now is confirming. It is confirming that opposition has managed to gain ground in several smaller cities, like, for example, Baranovichi. And now let's listen into what they're saying. Police is using water cannons against demonstrators. So right now, the journalists are hiding away from the police because the police special forces were beating up or catching usual people as well as the journalists, and journalists were hiding away. But the information that is coming in right now from the news agency RIA, from Russian, I repeat, pro-government Russian agency, is saying right now, barricades. There are barricades in the center of Minsk that are being built with the help of the with the help of the garbage containers. And this is the official Russian agency RIA, and it is referring it to Sputnik, to another government agency. So one Russians confirming the other Russians that in Minsk there are being built some barricades, which is, of course, a very unusual development because we clearly expect that Russians will be the last party to repeat any kind of news which would be against the government. So this is development right now spiraling out of the control. So more and more information is appearing, and by now I will consider it confirmed because it has been many multiple sources, both pro-government and Russian and Belarusian, all kinds of sources are saying that there are people who are victims of rubber bullets. There are widespread reports of rubber bullets, and for now I will consider this information to be confirmed. Also, Swedish Foreign Ministry has spoken out on this account, and of course, Sweden is saying that this situation is entirely unacceptable, and Sweden is speaking out against the violence. And Sweden is saying that, of course, European Union is on the side of free and fair elections. And back to the studio.
You, the president elect of the
So there are a couple of new unconfirmed, I repeat, couple of new pieces of information coming in. They are unconfirmed. Number one, there are some pieces of information coming in that there might be tanks moving towards the capital city. But I repeat, once again, this information is unconfirmed. And the second one, information from the same network from the Belsat, is that is at least one person whose chest was thrown apart by the grenade, by light grenade or something like this. Okay, so the situation right now appears to be stabilizing, at least in the capital, because people are slowly starting to move away, or at least trying to move away from the police, because right now all the subways and other types of transportation are shut down, and people are trying to move away from the center because, as it looks right now, the protesters have been forced out by the police from the main square. So during the main phase, when the police was attacking those protesters, the government shut down the lights. The lights were off, as well as large parts of the mobile networks were shut down during that particular time. But internet has been shut down, as far as I understand, all of the day. So right now, the main fight appears to be going over the discussion who sort of carried the way, who won the day, and of course, opposition is trying to present the situation as such, as this was a huge victory over the fear. The fact that opposition forces were able to gather in large numbers and win over. And of course, the key issue in this situation, it is the international reaction. And the country where I'm from, Sweden, has thrown all its weight behind the opposition forces. As you probably very well know, there is a very large support from Sweden going on continuously for those opposition forces. There are quite many people sitting around Sweden right now and providing the information. I also can tell you, which, by now it is not a secret, the correspondent of the Swedish TV is right now somewhere sort of in the same position as me. She is gathering information out there, and Ellen Johnson, and she is a very important person for the providal of information. She is one of the key persons in this network. So if you have any kind of interesting information, I'm sure she would very much like to know. So, like I said, this journalist, which has been, her name is now officially named in Swedish media, the Swedish journalist working right now with this in Belarus, her name is Ellen Johnson. As I was repeating to you earlier, you can see on some of these screen pictures that the firefighters clearly are high-fiving the protesters. Usually, it is a very unusual situation for some of you, I know, but the firefighters often are part of the armed forces. They are part of the interior ministry, and right now I'm receiving information from one of the inside sources, who is Colonel Kassad, a very well informed person on in terms of military situations, and he is writing that for right now the head punch, the most important punch, will be appearing during tomorrow. And there is more and more information coming in. For example, one of the Twitters is Kirilenko underscore A, which seems to be the key Twitter. And right now, we will also see some more of that stuff. This is the injured person who is clearly alive. Like I said before, we have not received confirmation that there have been some people who are dead. So it has been said, but it is not confirmed. Okay, not confirmed. And right now, like I said, I will be reading from the combined sort of a news aggregate called Colonel Kassad, and I will be translating freely. So I apologize from some mistakes. And also, I repeat, this is not me. This is from an outside source, but a person who is usually very, very well informed in this type of situation. So he is saying right now, also, that we should follow the same feed that we're watching right now. So there is some cross reference. There is reference to watch this channel, to watch Belsat. And they are showing some of the things that has happened in the city of Gomel. And Tikhanovskaya, the main opposition candidate, is repeating that the victory is hers and the people has overwon the main thing. People have overwon the fear. Despite the fact that government is claiming that the internet is blocked, we are receiving live video pictures from the streams. So we don't know what is going on, but it is absolutely clear, it is beyond doubt that the KGB, the official forces of Belarus, they are not having situation under control, because since they were saying that they have disabled the internet, and we are receiving live interviews, and we are also receiving live news from Belarus, it means that at least in this respect they have failed. The government has failed and does not have the situation under control. The old city of Minsk has been taken under control by the pro-government forces, and the main part of the opposition has been forced out of there. This is Russians reporting that, and that appears to be correct from the video that they are posting. The city of Brest has appears to be an opposition stronghold. The city of Brest, furthest down to the west, which is closest to Poland, and the city of Brest seems to have very large gathering of people, and relatively little. Uh, the force of the government there seems to be quite little. So the Tikhanovskaya, the main opposition candidate, she is saying two things to the forces. She is saying, first of all, that the police should remember that they are part of the people, and please, let's not make a confrontation. So she's telling it to the police and to their own fraction that they should not make a confrontation. Also, she is saying that she knows that tomorrow Belarusians will wake up in a totally new country, and she hopes that tomorrow will be a whole new country, and she hopes that the violence will stop. In her opinion, most important thing is that the officers right now know what to do, that the officers know how to stop it. Also, we are receiving reports. I'm seeing this video right now that there are a special kind of a special kind of protection that has been used by the police before, which never has been seen earlier. It is a special kind of shields which appear to be approximately 3 by 3 meters, or maybe 2.5 by 2.5, and it sort of jumps out of the police vehicle and kind of builds a small fortress, which is quite interesting, and I will show it to you perhaps later on. And now there is a smaller barricade which was erected about an hour ago. I'm seeing those with my own eyes, but it's a small sort of barricade and nothing serious. And then the police was starting firing a water cannons and, like I said, a stun grenades, and gas, and all kinds of gas into the crowds. And right now, also a monument, a stela, a monument, the area of monument in the central city is overtaken by government forces. There appears to be a small concentrated sort of fires of opposition remaining in the central cities. um, the KGB of Belarus, or the internal forces, so basically the police, the Olga Chemodanova, she says, the press secretary of Belarus forces, she is repeating that many of the reports right now are unconfirmed, that we should watch out, and much of the information is unconfirmed. And now there are about 15 buses, small buses, and 15 minibuses in the middle of Minsk right now, which are near the area of Yanki Kupala. And is he hit? Is he hit? Shit. Is he hit? I don't understand. Can you see if this guy is hit? I don't understand. Is he alive? Is he dead? What is with him? Okay, well, mm-hmm. Okay, so anyway, this is clearly the closest to a fatality. This is closest to a fatality from what we can see, and there is, I think he's being carried away by some other friends, and then in this area there is shots fired of gas. Gas canisters are fired by pro-government forces, and then there is some people are marching in. This is clearly the police, and then there is somebody who's treating this injured person. And let's see. So we are receiving repeated reports that the city, the city of Minsk, right now is more or less under the control of the government forces, but the city of Brest right now is more or less overwhelmed. The whole places like prisons and similar places of detentions are completely full. And it is clear that the west of the country near the Polish border, it is becoming a heart of the protests right now, which are moving away from the capital towards the Polish border. We do not know official position of Poland right now. I mean, we know that they will clearly speak out against this, but we don't know for now how hard they will speak out. And there is a very strong impression that also Poland is watching right now how hard they should step on it, how hard they should clamp down on Lukashenko, and how whether there will be some question of Poland sending some assistance, maybe or not. Nobody knows. But anyway, we see how it goes, and right now, the from this information, the garages, so the police cannot find enough of confinement spaces for the protesters, and the people are now being put into garages by the police in the uttermost western city of the Belarus, in the city of Brest. Also, like I mentioned earlier, there is information about 15, by now 15, uh, vehicles of the police that are gathering up and operating in the most central Minsk and gathering up the people. We are also receiving information that there are reports where people are telling each other. That they should go towards the houses of the police, and that, for example, the TV and radio stations, the police um, is trying to defend them, and some of the protesters are trying to take over the police stations and TV stations and a similar one. And I am reading right now a live feed from one of the opposition information sources, and they are calling themselves temporarily government. I don't know how official they are, but anyway, they are encouraging their protesters to go inside, to overtake the buildings, to overtake TV companies, to overtake the local authorities' buildings, and to overtake the local buildings of the police. And the source of this one is temporarily government. The source is, whoa, yes, I think they have driven over him. So we don't know if he's dead, but I think he will be pretty close to that. So Pinsk, right now, what we're watching on this live feed is the city of Minsk. These are the things that already happened. But right now, I will be reading from the live feed from the city of Pinsk. Don't mix up the capital Minsk, another city called Pinsk. From the thread called Red Bogomol, there is an information coming in, and it is about the city of Pinsk. And he is in there. It is said that people are trying to taking over the postal building and the bank, and we don't know. That is unconfirmed information, but this information exists, and it's on a relatively large scale. Yes, yes, this is him. He is crashed. This person is crashed. So the city of Minsk and the city of Grodno appears to be under government control. Vitebsk is also clearly under the government control, and there are a few dozens that are detained. And they're mentioning a few smaller cities where the government is taking slowly over the control. So there are two key pieces of information that we want to know. One is whether this person is dead, and for now he looks to be dead. He was crashed by the truck. And second one, what's going on in the city of Brest? Diana, why are you right now? We are in Minsk, and in Minsk, most of things appear to be quiet. And their group from Minsk is about to go home. So it is quite clear that the capital is under the government control. One person is appearing to be either extremely hardly injured, but most likely dead. Unconfirmed one, unconfirmed dead. The official police sources are right now confirming the usage of the gas, flash grenades, and all kinds of other anti riot equipment of very heavy weight. So right now there are tens and dozens of people in the chat. Can anybody confirm what is going on in the city of Brest? Any kind of information? Does anybody possess any kind of information on the city of Brest? Please inform. Okay, blah blah blah. Now we will go to one of the other key sources. The source that I can clearly. Oh shit! Fuck. Hell. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Uh. Uh. So Telegram. Yes, this is it. And we are moving. We are still listening to the Belsat. Yes, there they are. And this is Colonel Kassad, and we are going to his. We are going to his source. Yes. Now let's watch some new information, some new photos, some new everything. Okay. Yes. So let's see. Let's go back to Telegram and check it out. So here it is. We are viewing Telegram right now, and there is the person who is near dead. Let's go back. So what we're watching right now is Sputnik. This is Sputnik, and the opposition forces, as you can see, have gathered in tens of thousands. And as you can see, the shots are being fired, and as it was confirmed earlier by me, they are using rubber bullets. So the protesters are shouting, "Go away, go away!" That is, of course, to the government. Okay, so that was a little bit of Sputnik for you. And now let's see what else. Those are just a little bit of photos by one of the main opposition newspaper called Nasha Niva. That is the guy who we presume to be dead by now. That is police attacking this guy who was semi-naked, who we saw earlier on in the stream. And this is a video that confirms the use of the water cannons and flashbangs and other type of gas grenades. And this is Nexta. This information is coming to us from Nexta. This footage. There you go. There you go. There you can see there is semi barricades. Now I will go back just a little bit and you will see that they are clearly over there in the corner, the down right corner. There are sort of semi barricades built by gathering together some of the trash. The trash containers are in there, and you can see that the police forces are firing in some tear gas. And there is some more of it. Yes. Okay. Let's keep on moving. Keep on moving. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, and there is a little bit more from Minsk, just a photo. So, no, this is not Minsk, this is the city of Lida. And what you can see is that the special forces of the police, to begin with, they put down their shields. So, to begin with, it seemed that the police might side with the protesters, but later on, some other reinforcements arrived, and the city of Lida was also overtaken back by the government. And now let's see some more footage. And again, this is pro opposition newspaper Niva. There you go. Lots of people and just a general movement. And in the center, there is some resemblance of beginning of a barricade. Now continue. Let's continue. Okay, so please put away your children and everything because this could be a bit shocking, it says. So, yes, so there is some shocking content in this video, so you better watch out. Um, so, there is the truck, and boom, this is where the person is run over by that car. You can see how the truck is running. First, he's hanging. The guy is hanging on for dear life to the windshields, windscreens, wipers. There he is. Boom, he falls down, and the truck is driving over him. And from what I understand, he is dead. Yes, yes. Unfortunately, it seems to be one casualty. Yes, which is very tragic, of course, regardless of all the political opinions and thoughts and so on. Okay, let's keep on moving. We are appearing to near the end of the day. And what are we seeing? So, this is the special forces that are arriving in those trucks to spread loose, to make get loose, to loose off the demonstrators, to move away the demonstrators. That is another photo of the demonstrators. And this is a guy from the Ukrainian. Do not mix up Ukraine, another country. But anyway, this is a guy from Ukrainian pro-government. So basically, Ukrainian pro-Western side has congratulated Lukashenko with his victory. I don't know what is this about, but that sounds very unusual. And now we're going to Belsat, and let's see what Belsat has, and I will be online maybe for a few more minutes just to read your comments and maybe to try to find out what is going on in the city of Brest and perhaps confirm what is the situation on this person who appears to be dead. So, according to pro-opposition side, the people are not going home. The people are spreading around the houses which are close from the center. And now there is some person who is saying that the RT doesn't seem to be supporting his government, which is a surprise because Putin runs it. Well, it's not a surprise because nobody exactly knows, nor West nor Russia doesn't know how hard they should step down on their own side. And both sides clearly appear to be waiting the outcome of today's and maybe tomorrow's protests. Now, there is somebody who is asking war, and no, there is absolutely no war. There is internal disturbance, or maybe a beginning, if you want to call it a revolution, whichever name you would take for it. And now there is some guy saying, will Russians send troops? No, Russians will not send in troops. And as far as we can see, at least for now, West is not sending in troops either. Putin will save the day and claim Belarus as his own. Soviet Union is his ultimate goal. Yeah, that I do not believe. I mean, I do not believe that Putin will send in his troops. Everything else is more or less up for grabs. Nobody knows what will happen tomorrow. Either nothing burger or Russians are at the border. You pick. I don't even know what that means. Nothing burger? Whatever. Another Ukraine? Yes, this could be another Ukraine type of situation. Crimea? No, not Crimea, but mainland Ukraine. Jamie, whoa, 50 people are watching. Well, thank you. I'm glad to say that. Check Nexta on Twitter. Yes, I have been referring to Nexta several times already. And there is there is a lot of pics and tweets. Yes, I have already referred you guys to most of the key sources. Is Russia gonna back Lukashenko? Yes, it absolutely is, but the question is how hard, because it can range from everything starting with just verbal support and all the way to maybe information support, equipment support, all kinds of other intelligence support, and there is a whole like a spectrum. So the support could mean some very small things, and it could mean some very big things. Could this be attempt to spread protests into Russia? No. The protests in Russia are very far away in the east. They are very near Japan. It's the city of Vladivostok, and this is Belarus. It's an entirely different part of the country. A person called Kang says, "Stay strong, Lukashenko." What is going on, guys? The Guardian El Gringo says. Greetings from Germany. No, not to war, no to colonialism, no to color revolution, no to Soros. Then there is some guy saying free Minsk. Well, it's an opinion. I'm trying to stay with the facts. Revolution, yellow vests are everywhere. Free Assange. 74 people are watching. Yes. All right. So thank you for covering Go for Democracy. Well, I will say like this: thank you for listening, and all the other opinions I'll try to sort of stay out of. I'll try to stay as much as possible on the facts. Is the KGB in Belarus the same as KGB in Russia? No, because KGB right now in Russia is called FSB. This thing is called KGB. They do have some ties, but there are, of course, separate branches. Some branches are very close, working with each other. Some are working separate. The left part of the Russian society is the communists. In Russia, of course, have closest ties with the Republic of Belarus, with the present government. So the farther to the left you go, the closer to Lukashenko they are in Russia. I have here, there are explosions. I only see fireworks. I only see idiots in the streets. And again, comments, opinions, no to Western Revolution. Is that true that Poroshenko's plane is headed to Turkey? Poroshenko has been on vacation in Turkey, and he is already back in Ukraine. So this news has already been and gone. false flag operation, I think. No, it's not a false flag operation. They're clearly waving Belarusian flags, and it is a protest by Belarusian opposition. Then it is entirely another question if somebody's supporting them or no. That I don't even know what it means. Government always say they got control. That's true. That is always official government line, but we have clearly seen that there are some instances where it is not supported. Forces for what? The Antifa? No, no, no. As far as we know, those people who are demonstrating are either liberal or nationalists. They're definitely not Antifa. Oh my God, you're kidding me. Poland supports protesters. Yes, we have no doubt that Poland and especially Sweden has already come out and has clearly claimed that it is supporting the opposition with all it can. And we have our very famous TV reporter, Alan Johnson, who has been at the edge of pretty much every revolution in the post Soviet place. Oric, he says, TV station, exclamation sign. Poland must deal with its dictator first. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by deal, but anyway. Uh, Yes, I think the same way may happen in Poland soon. I don't know. And now, could you please repeat what is going on in Brest and Polish border? That is the one place where we do not have clear information on. Everything else is clearly quieting down and coming under government control. The Brest is the only city where information for now is very sketchy, and we do not know the situation on Belarusian-Polish border. What is going on at the Polish border? We do not know. Hey guys, are you all kitties? Antifa, blah blah blah. Guardian, are you from the US? No, I'm not from US. I'm from Sweden. No, Germany. No, I'm not from Germany. No, Germany. No, I'm not from Germany. I'm from Sweden. Poroshenko is a dictator, you know? This is not about Ukraine. This is about Belarus. Protesters need to regroup and come out tomorrow. Yes, this is how it appears to be. I don't know what they need or don't need, but this is the situation right now, at least in Minsk, Pinsk, Gomel, and several other cities. But in Brest, the situation is unknown. Okay. He might survive if the truck did not run over his head. Yes, we don't know that situation for sure. Who was the truck driver? The truck driver is most likely the person from the Belarusian police. Then there is police or soldier. Yes, yes, yes. Police or soldier is a very, very likely guess. And for now, I will take it as that. And if there will be some confirmation or otherwise, I'll let you know. Make peace with demos and don't go in the street at night. Whatever. Okay, go to sleep. Nothing will come with these events. Just a few unrests here and there. Here and there and everywhere. Now, we aren't looking at the Telegram webpage. Yes, we are looking at Telegram webpage. We just did. You have to review in the Telegram and then in the app, bro. Yeah, yeah, whatever. People, are you telling me that you were not able to see what I was showing you in Telegram? Is that it? Oh my God. Is that true? Is that true that you couldn't see when I was showing you Telegram? We can't see anything. Oh my God. There is nothing to see. Jesus Christ. Morons don't know how to use the streaming software. No, I don't know how to use the streaming software, and I admit to that. Same thing. I think he doesn't read the chat. Yes, I have read the chat right now. I had no idea that you couldn't see this. Now, there's this information. The Russian tanks in Minsk. No, there are no Russian tanks in Minsk. There is a rumor of Russian tanks in Minsk, but no confirmation of it. We got Telegram page active. Yes. Good for you. Check out the chat, please. Yes, I just did. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Well, well, well. What can I do? Uh, okay. Maybe he looks sometime. Well, yeah, I did look, but unfortunately, it turned out to be too late. Okay, does anybody know how do I incorporate? How do I incorporate Telegram? How do I incorporate Telegram into this? Because of course, the main source of events is right now in Telegram. Can somebody drop me a link onto how to in? Mm, Jesus. Uh, yeah, that's it. I think I just found it. Okay, I'll run to the end of your commentators, and now I think I have found it. So I'll show you the telegram. One minute, please. Only smiles, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Okay, seriously, what will happen? Okay, this should be enough. What is your personal take? I'm watcher without a side. Watch the chat. We can see what you saw. Yes, 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 yes. Do you reckon that if Lukashenko stays, the protest will die down? Um, there is a possibility of that, but there is definitely going to be something big tomorrow. I think Telegram is not captured by this software, correct? You will see Telegram. Sorry, you will see Telegram soon. This thing is Russia and how it will affect. It will not affect Russia, at least not right now, but it will, of course, hugely affect Russia in a longer while. Crazy World 220, COVID 1984. What do you think about Russia? Are they going to get involved? They are already involved in one or the other level. At least they're showing their quiet support for Lukashenko. Why is Sweden interfering in another country's politics? That is against the international law. That you will have to ask from our government, but it is one of the official goals of our government that we are not satisfied about the government of Belarus and all the official diplomatic relations between Sweden and Belarus have been broken off. Oh, now it's getting funny. Uh, be bold, Sweden, and support color revolution in Saudi Arabia. Okay, well, you should send that to Swedish government. Yes, we can't see anything. Yes, you will see. So Belarus is being overthrown. No, it's not overthrown. Can you maybe repeat the telegram things? Yes, I will. I will repeat the telegram thing. Okay, good job with the telegram. We can see it now. You're doing great. Greetings from Spain. Blah blah blah, España. Okay, yes, let's go. Telegram. Yes. Now we are on. We are on with Telegram. So now this shocking content, please move away your children. This is the moment where this person, is this stuff gonna work? Yes, there it is. How much can you see? Can I enlarge this somehow? Okay, there's the person, and there he is overrun by the truck. Let's watch this again. Okay, let's go back and see what we can make out of it. So let's watch this again and see how this guy is first hanging on to the vehicle, to its front screen, and then he is getting, for all I understand, he is getting killed. So move away the children from your screen. There he is, there he is, there's the guy, there he's falling under the truck, and there's truck rolling right over him, as you can see. Okay. So now please let me know in the chat. Can you see me? Can you see what I just show you? Can you see how the truck drove over this guy? Okay. Now. Okay. So is this big enough for you to see anything, people? Can you see anything? Please, oh Jesus. Please let me know in the StreamYard. Only a tiny picture. Yes, yes. Okay. Well, God, I wish I knew how to get it bigger. It's already glitching just as it is. Anyway, here is Nexta that you were telling me about. So let's roll with Nexta. There is a bus which is stopped in the middle of the road. There are shots being fired of tear gas. So let's see. There are the people that were bloody. As you can see, this is Radio Freedom. This is American radio photos. So, of course, we should expect that they will be against the government. This is clearly pro opposition, and this is one of the people who is badly injured. And since I see somebody dressed in military, it could be this guy who was shot earlier on. There was report not only of a guy who was run over, but also a guy who was shot, and his chest, as you can see, I don't know how much you can see, but they are covering down his chest. So from what I understand, this is the guy who has been shot. He has been shot by a gas grenade or something like this. And there are some police forces, and they're lying down. They lay down. I have no idea why they lay down, but at least in one of the cities, it appears that police are lying down. And now this is a video of opposition protest. And there you can see there are plenty of ambulances running right now, as you can see from one of the windows. Is any of this visible to you people? Uh, yes, this is one of the people who is injured. I hope you can see this. Uh, okay. Well, anyway. Okay, people. So this is all for now, and then there are some more questions. Any special reason why Telegram was so vastly used during the campaign and after the election? Does it provide better anonymity for owners of the stream, for example, Instagram? I don't know how about Instagram, but I know for a fact that that the Telegram service, yes, it does provide one of the best services. And let's see if there is something coming from. So this is the debate still ongoing on whether who carried the day, and they are debating it. And now let's see, there is a person who is laying down, and there is a police staying around him, and there's one of those photos. And there is another one of the guys. This is the police officer. They are holding him down, but here it appears that they're actually giving him some medical attention. So there's this picture, then there is a paramedic, and then there is somebody, I think that is the guy who we saw earlier who was shot, and then there are some people surrounding the barricades. And this is the closing down pictures just to see it from above. I would presume this is some sort of quadricopter, and there is only a small screen over here that you can see that is remaining right now. And as I said, the only unclear situation which we know of, there are some stun grenades being fired, but it is all clearly quieting down in Minsk, and the key factor will be, is this person dead or alive? If this person is dead, then they're, oh, you see it's, they're shutting down the city. Boom. Okay, let's watch this again. I think even you will be able to see that, because you could see how the buildings were getting shut down one after the other in this part of city. As I was telling you earlier, the even the electricity, not just the internet and the telephone lines, but also the electricity was cut off in many of the buildings, and we were just able to see this from a quadricopter, which is quite amazing. You see, this is lit up. This is lit up. There are some stun grenades going on, and this is the opposition, and some more stun grenade flashbangs from somewhere over here. Yeah, boom, boom, there they are. Was showing it with my cursor, the flashbangs. And now you see this all lit up buildings. You can clearly see that there is electricity. And now you will start to see boom, 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 boom. Electricity is getting shut down. So the government is taking control. Okay, now let's see what's going on in the chat. Your last questions, and I really need to go to sleep soon. Uh, Good. Yes, it's a little bit small. Yes, I wish I knew how to get the picture larger. Don't be nervous. Yes, I am a little bit nervous, although I have to say that all of us are children of somebody. That's wonderful words. I totally agree. We are learning together. Yes, we are. And if there is somebody who knows how this works, please do tell. So yes, this I have already explained, that the Telegram is the key for main, like Telegram is the main source for opposition because it provides very good cover. And then, is there Costco in Sweden? No, there is not. Thanks a lot and good sleep. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye, people. And I will see all of you tomorrow, and I will read up on some more of this stuff. All right. Hugs, kisses, and stay safe. Okay. Lovely, lovely.